nyina license ya obi a free na ekọ enye adwuma esan se empanyifo pese ototo ne mayi
ya ba kwa wutu break district court e wo ho ahye anuanom mienu ye prince kwache ni Emmanuel kwache so obi ankwada mafe omo na wiawia ye da san ne ne ma ekeka ho wo mpatam ho no
na nse bi di ba me bro no so
fa
wo nkuku nyina na we ye kana say wo kitchen no say ade na anu a ye fa report to fund that say omo na ye say ye pa
we ye so omo wi akwa 300
ngofo na say
omo moto nuane to umra no bi so abebutu
illegal mining sensem ye yi enam so ama ene ye kwaye essay ya climate change no say de enye nsunsu so Ghana so no Forestry Commission abon wa mane
samukuro ya ho amanka we kuma hene wo hene ba Kwame Akoto nani abre woni tax force fo bi atie simu wo adoba awura forest reserve ho China fo makwache wo mo eni excavators enya agoro
yesi asojafo bi eni omanfo bi oboko de akofe so enura bene wo mako biri mo papa ama yera mama yarega kire sasem no onya ma ne nka ye behwehwem
Ghana Mampani John Dramani Mahama oni Silerion Mampani Julius Mada Bio akoshia amani mi no dwe kwa be fa so aboa yenkita hodie wa dwadie ni sikasam totoye ho
na amani ayensa ka chese NDC mrahye bedwafo nipa be aduasan wotwe ene ne chimba no omo anko finance minister budget no omugusua e ka ho asem nenso MP fo ni nipa 38 ena anko
Daniel Cranton ya dodo na fe na abache wanya mfie aduasanum omode sobo abo ne se wono na ton Ahmed Hussein Swali mfonyini e ma Kennedy Japan wo se wonno anya no kre
adwa safo nso ne nsemtwafo akasa ma wakeka nsem o se yi vote yi 11 no wa me vote enti de ne bibi sanso be na no sidem a ye se yo no anyo no ano na ye hwan ne ya e boboba nsem a adwa safo no a wo de akoto dwa e wo obi show so e wo kosi sen no
eni adwa safo na abiem e no wo kase Enfiempo ne aduonu na abatwa ya 2 ye ya MPP re no omo fa ho so bo omo ba wumi anenyo no
ensem enum ne bebre ka ho ye de nyamesem nsem nkomodie nso bebra ye bisam se ede ene bone na wo twetwa mu no ye di ho nkomo nso na nkoyie papa line mu aye bisi basa bi ntene ye behye de sisu bio na yetie na ye nam so timi atwe ho ede afiri ho amano ne nsem ka ho ne nkrofo aman so de ya yabo ano aye de beso mu anwumre ye de aseda ma boshe ba electric house na fe 3p garlic mixture edroi prapre ni peduanim siesie no wo ho a enya duane nko na utigumu pedronom na ensiesie nkrakra oni pedua na wonum adro na anum ni yi a 50 years kra obi anum pressure dro 50 years no da so to kama wa uti wo chinye o na nkra de ewu kra ye den na se be wu kra wa ubewu ne no bewudi ahe na nka pe na ma ne obi so mo ntimi nka o kase ni mienu no de ahe na enwu a mo ntimi nka no ma ye di na ye kai mo se unya 3p ni bia ebeboa wo bo she ba electrical senso nka ne apa ne ho ne omenyo na akofa papa de aba edwa so pebito na fasiesie ofie ne ma ukania enhyren ewo ba bia wo bia enwumre nuanu mienu a esomo midin de Akua Asieduaa
Maame Afia Nyarko papa bi abusuafo ye hyakase bona se amamone ye de moko awutu breku emfinfi mantam emu district court wo ho no matena se ama he worship ama domako kwache etina adwamu nanuanom mienu eye prince kwache ne Emmanuel kwache ozo obi ankwadamu eye afe baako mumu ni Abubakar ye wakon mu de wasa ko remande na 24 for yabos media to so adu nunum na chese dwada o masan wasan begina kwadu daka mu o mo kwadu nyina ya mo beka ya na na nsama ne balance o de boy ye sa manfo da se o mo de nu anuane ne nsere bese ene ne ma ekeka na se o mo sori a na o mo wi anti sa wo so wo ye aduane kra na so wo birechi aba o mra ne ehwe agu afako na na nsa ebe boy nkomo na de piemu e wo court na na majoe
so about that.
Boy nkomo na court no we na concert be
yo me da se me so me nche we te for aje be ti na wo hwe promising na from piemu awa awutu senior west district court ade awo breku empete ma me work say se te for back ya na se obo ma me se ekopiemu awo ojobi no ewo gumo east fifth man to hama a police for instance so implanti bu ma di ma wo di ane se da the sign na che se okwa afie mu na okwa wia na che se obobo ma aya de ngete okwa ka je alomi fo bi hen ujube de wo do ho na police for instance so ho mu na se ba ye dia che de mande na che se wutu be ku district court a che se worship ama adoma ko kwa che etras no washa sanko fu mensi a wo enanu mienu ene che se mumuni also oka hono face also oka hono wash and you know me say what chum a year futu prisons a year afeba na pese mumru na oka hono oka mo ngo fun densa no ono so de wa man say go pan ya do man 24th March asas mo temu wo court na e yan san ko fun me no court e ashe say won chum wo aban kukumu afeba queen boye anom ba ko na chiriba only be at a year a Jew, never course of Emmanuel, a Jew. Some of them just a quarter past and wash on say, one to more a year about Balcon. No mum will be a mumpuni, Abu Bakar, Jason, on a chest or more Yamanoko Tom Emano, or no quarter, Chimu said, Uncle remand, now chest up my demand, 24th of March, or South Emperor, now court, and some non just in Yushima, in some more panel. And you should more no more that chest and also they are quarterback and so I could them or back with my answer or and there and also chest what next media what the Amanutimina and you could pay my wood to break with the trade quarter and some if you are buying that Yado Somo.
Nana no mudina Prince Quachi and I Jiri. I
Prince I Prince a Jew, never also Emmanuel a Jew.
Did I just actually do be a befra or more? Now,
Quachino, judge now, can I summon us to know at the Ama Quachi? Only and then it's no more, and I know me no Mudi, a Prince a Jew, name Emmanuel a Jew. Now, a facial Abu Bakar Mumuni Fazer, on the chest of our man to say, on Concord Maman, 24th of this month in our Assembra. Now, I'm sending us some review.
Nana, I am trying, I said 24th with the Adwa de ya. Na mop near Juma. Why? Nanansa, Amane bo no. And tis said, you know me, no Prince a Jew, and Emmanuel a Jew. Or more condemn will be a febaco. Condemn. Will be Adam a moon way condemn.
Now when him condemn no so at the form and say got a see metal slate ya to slaps no 18 timwa o bu concrete na o be kwa we chim na no o tu
what one no dia ban
da o be kwa we nya nchanse no wi ankrofo ma de him o mo e wo kuma se amfa nya nyanse na e me ya se bia sa bro mu ne namu ye nte se de news we won so ma bobo nchanse ne so amoamo no nchanse kama no asankrofo ne ma da sign ne chifre ne enioma chifre ne de achimu kokko no won so yemu jollof dodo a etime bene kama ye kama pa
na nka ji kra de o ya
condemn sayede ebusuafo ye to aso a Ghana man so afo hwensa se ne fama gudie so yo right Manuel Amakofi Boa ene wo de atodwa se woni a small scale mine nyina a obi anya ne license 7 December no se aban emfa license no ne nya adwuma bio twini nyina to agu watwe asensen ne wa yensem trofo nhia mu wonkran ene ode nsemi ho ama ne bo nyina to dwa se wo mo ene empanyimfo ne akuhudo regulatory bodies ahodo ye bi Environmental Protection Agency EPA, Forestry Commission, Water Resources Commission ene nyumeku a efansa sini nsuo ene kwaye ho adwuma wo ye wo man Ghana mu nyina na akwa adwene se galamse ne wo se etu ase na afi aban sesa ba ye nyoma nhye damfa level adwuma ne nko ye no yes said de nipa guvra mu etu gala no nyasem keto nkyene obi a adwobre wonfa na adwuma mra ntu fom kra empanyimfo kohwehwe mansa.
We are going full steam ahead to revoke all licenses based on the finding. All licenses, small scale licenses that were issued from December 7th is hereby revoked. Whether you have EPA license, because the finding is very clear. Those licenses from December 7th were rushed. The due processes were not followed. Right things were not done. People will have the opportunity to appeal to make sure the right. The whole focus is to make sure that the right things are done. Secondly, the existing community mining schemes are in name only, as I've said, although the basis for which they were funded were to benefit the community. However, the findings indicate that this is not the case. To be disbanded and replaced with small-scale mining cooperatives that actually serve and benefit the community. These cooperatives will be formed after due diligence with the communities involved, properly represent the community. So, in other words, the community mining schemes that were giving small-scale mining, the investigation across all these mining communities is very clear. They do not represent the community. So, in that case, we with immediate effect banning all of that, basically, and reviewing them and turning them into community mine cooperatives after due diligence and engagement with the community to make sure that indeed those are community representatives.
Na enu na chi no na ora amaboa editu dwa say obeti committee bi ya wode adwuma we be hye omo nsa ye be masa license ni nyina na wo mo be ye nhyehyeye pete e de ama woni a eye sa adwuma no se de be ya wo be di so na woni di ankonsuom ankose no.
It is also very clear that the current licensing regime is fraught with so many problems. So we are establishing with immediate effect a technical small-scale mining review committee to review all existing small-scale mining licenses. Terms of reference of this small-scale mining technical review committee to review all small-scale mining licenses were reps from the following agencies: the Minerals Commission, the Environmental Protection Agency, the Water Resource Commission, Forestry Commission, and the Attorney General's Office. The committee is to be chaired by the Deputy Minister for Land and Natural Resources, the Honorable Yusuf Suleiman, to be deputized by the Director for the Ministry of Audit all licenses to ensure that they are properly acquired, that due process was followed, that they meet all conditions of continuous validity with respect to the environmental, with respect to how they have followed the rules on environmental, and how they have dealt with the issues of our water bodies, our forest reserves, and land preservation.
Ebusiafo we eye ora Emmanuel Amakofibua.
Yaguswa wa galamse eno hon sensama nkawe kuma hene nkawe kuma ameka wa twema ngwa bia jamansim ewa santemantamu wa hene wa yo hene bakwa ame akoto woni tax force fo bi akomo ho abomu se dia manfo na madoba ewura empotamo ho ne eye afepaye ye no wa twema ngwa bia ja south mansim eye forest reserve wa adoba ewura wa omu hyemu tu galamse no na enwanwa nti woni tax force fo no koya China fo ene shemui ndiane wache womo ewi ache no kwa excavators miyenu ene wo maje ewo ho na se chese ha ne pa se forest reserve ankasa no matimi akohyem ene omutu agudia no de se wasori die omutu galamse no wo sai omo so ntokwa
kroma no edi yaw efa omukwaye ba kupe aka na sebi adubara haseni me sebi impeso so kwaye wo yi sebi sajumadi omudi omubura kwaye mu de bia ntina me se o minti mintra sa na sebi mintra fitie na sei madishefo edi yaw efa kwaye nansei sebi nkofo bi aboro mu a omuse kwaye ntina sebi to na momba ebehwe nti no ena me bae na se adwumadi ekoso ho sebi emfata na me bae ebehwe yemeni me miraho bisu kromanusu na medu ho nyema na ekoso ho no na sebe emfata sebe kwaya yena namu abohu ban na ni mumfata na omaba de bebe na wochi abesei kwaya nyamu ni excavators tibido no yapa die biko hu ye no sebe miraho pa ade wo ne se yewra kwadi ka kanche sebe ina brimpomfo ne ne mahe ne sebe omo ka ho se sa dwumadie on pe bi kra wo sebe asantimamu ha ono na asasi ye ne dia na de hoda boy so se nanamo a sebe omo sa hyehyase ne omo na ikibadi ekoso ebi musa hyehyase a sebe omo fa ho agigi hu sika ne nyama no yehwedi na se sebe ohu se na hifufo bi sa anene se na asempa na sebe ebet
eni ayati ye yo hene bakwa me akotonka we kuma hene na adoba ruafo ni bi nso akasa abona na abaso pa ese wono agina se bema no wadi kan to mo so beta na chi no makon atia galamse
edika no ye beda na nanka we na se na no dwada no ye ko na na se adi kro ne hawo nyina akoto nanim no so watie ne manfo esu na ene dey wotua na mo aba ha behwe de ekoso kroma no ye de na se ye kroma no so de waka cha nyina so ye bedi so de bekoso biem bia so no ye ma na so nsi ye beka cha ndi ye ka nyina no se ye de na se ene dey waba adbaura wama kroma no nyina hunu yesu ani ya hawa de koto nanim no waba no kasa che kroma no nyina ye de na se
Temamofobia omo adoba ewura ye no atwama nwa bia ja south mensim na mote wonka
Yetu ansam ne so a Forestry Commission adwuma abokoko se woni a etu sika bone anaso se won munam kwamoni so tu sika enam so ese Ghana kwaye ya ma ye ni ankoso a climate change no ye wo ha beto asensen yekum ehunehuna ye omo so friends mtrofo nhyiamu na ni nyina ne se adesuafo a wo Methodist Basic School ye won kran e de afi 2025 International Day of Forest and Forest Day no ehun komo ahyehye so ama Public Affairs Manager of Forestry Commission Era Joyce Oforikwaafo ene wo makohia mo akere wo mfaso a wo kwaye ene mfaso a yenya efiri mu eso nam so de nsem dia to dwase nipa setena emu kase pa no egina kwaye so ehwa ne yenya yenuane die ehwa ne nam kra ye wie no bebre firi kwaye mu afi nura ye nom ne obroni dada no di fi abrochire bakura bebre na firi nuam ne yenya ne nom no wa ha ne o ma ye di nua ye ebi yo waduro wo man konwa ye tena so empa ye da so ene o ma yenya firi nuam ne kwaye mu eye bebre na nsampo ya se twa bi kura de ahyibidie na se ye do kwaye nyina agu a enche nipa bewu nti yam ye ninko enioma so ye
Southern United Nations we see was a young fan play we see me quite abuna enya abuna because we abuna we say to you we see to we see the be the Taiwan every person na abeni tina na be na ye we say adentina ye be bless we say the Taiwan if you say Yamayan and Faso Abu Baby, now we shall a few Etiasana and your forest and food. I just say, Akua Asieduaa Maame we are and no beer media. So, why you are saying young everywhere? In the other hand, in the head, you need to say, element. We every nearby. What to look at right to me, woman. Signing in Mapia at one the
Abusuafo na no achi ena ode two commission anim say omo be kon carrier ye wa sentimental mu nyame ado na wotu edi yanimu no emu na woni omanfo na kodi nkomo na wotu wonfo papa ama wahu kwampa e wo so oma wani konua eni ni twa basa eso
we are not figure ye ni ache e carrier ebe sentimental na ya papa dwuma kesi bi huntama free for life initiative we are not just the International Day of Forest no apa ebiri ye ti ta ebiri na no interest na we do biara Forestry Commission wey do must na ye say ye pressure biara o menya fire no every jina ni nanso na every say confront me picture ya one fire that I'm saying na everybody dey apply no so ba it's the doctor so ara aye na me for sa kwan so asre o wa fini ase ni ma ye na ye fa ye wo ye opepesi it's a young fire reach me Forestry Commission so we are not so angry biara ye reach me me so ba fini na me ka ye no a ye betumi akosa akoi na ye jinkuni
we Era Joyce Oforikwaafo ono na de nsemi tudwa
ye twa so e was from Ghana mampani John Dramani Mahama wakopiem wa Sierra Leone na woni wo mampani Julius Madabio akodi ahia wo munhia mudie no nyina no nkomododo na akofa amansa kubatan e bambo e hontotoye emu ama sede nkomodo ko mampani Mahama enso ahyebo ese wo beta Madabio na hyehyɛ ya wo ye e de abo bambo ne asomdwe ho nsenkaye e woni mpatamu emu na enkwama no koya akosi se aman ni mienu no se won bota ye begina enwomasua bambo adwadie ene niam etete se beboa ama abibre ma atoye aman no atimi atumpon ewo sikasemu ntutuye mu na enchima abenya so mfaso.
Indeed, we have discussed a broad range of issues, and one of the most important points we agreed on was to establish the Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation as quickly as possible so that it becomes the institutional framework for us to build our cooperation on. There are many areas in which we can work together. And as he said, we discuss issues of agriculture and food security. We discuss issues of power and electricity and how we can work together to enhance the West African power pool. We discuss issues of education and exchange And we believe that the Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation is going to be the best avenue on which we can build this cooperation together. On sub-regional issues, as an old face but a new face in ECOWAS again, we discuss issues to do with the issue of terrorism and the issue of the current Alliance of Sahelian States and ECOWAS. And we compared notes because he had previously visited the three countries and I had just recently visited, so we compared notes.
Ghana man penny John Dramani Mahama one Julius Mada Bayo the bio is a bio bio the younger Ghana dio and comedy ya a cross of our money me on term kita hudi
yet also I'm rushe bedwani ojina mo for Boko Central Yora Mama Yarega ene wodi nsembia to dwase watese ese asojafo e de akofe so wo Boko ho ne omuni memufo enya civilians no ama de si nura na enya asem ketwa na amane na baaye no Yora Ayarega se gugitumo enye yi sojafo peace officers omo bon kwane ajapade ho ban na wo kobo ma mema ne ye ma ho ban na fe ebeduru achi na wo na wo kan nipa chimpire no ya na ahomete na wo so omo tese ese nipa bi akotutuo amenam so na sojafo ne so dane omo so de adigu omanfo ne so ya de asi wo Boko no enya de ketwa enye asem a eye papa kura ama yesi soja ni bi ekura afamu ahwere ne nkwa ne no na Yewura Ayarega ekiremu kire se makoye we nso abeye bi atua me so ka no eno na ama enuoma nkoyi e wo Boko.
Mr. Speaker, 2 days ago, Mr. Speaker, an unknown gunman shot and killed a soldier who was not in uniform, and yesterday in the evening the military detachment in Boku and its environs, there's also a detachment in Benduri, undertook an exercise of ransacking almost every house that they came across, beating up everybody, men, women, children, old men, old women who could not flee, injuring some, destroying the properties of others, smashing television sets, fridges, and everything that came their way. Mr. Speaker, I made several calls, tried to urge them to stop. They did not. And this morning they continued. And as we speak, the military, the soldiers are still carrying on the operation of beating up everybody that they come across in the town. So, Speaker, let me express my most sincere condolences.
We Yewura Mahama Ayarega onwa so ne majority leader we Boko Central MP wuchemu kire se de ekoso e wo Boko no nyame anim nokuri ni entwa yi
Owura Daniel Cranton dodo na friend na na amachi wanya mfi aduasa enum ya wo ya businessman ameswale ewuo no ho nsensam no ho ntansa bi empanimfo de abona sese kura wo remand Madina District Court na remand no na nsam wo de abona sa ameswale ewuo no anim hu bi ene se omu kiremu akọ bia na waye ho records ya na da ho na be kono anso no bra na asem ni be se ameso ala ebewu no omu hu se wo ban ni fie ni mpotamo ba bia wote no ene ho nsansamanti ho ntansa ne chese woni mu hu bi ene ho nsama ana prosecutor na sa kwadu bofo esa abo no kwadu bi mu se wono anso na ton ya ameso ala mfanyini edema ono abo Kennedy Japan ene ho nsama enti omu kiremu asasam no die wadi nine osenya no kora da wono wonton eye photo bia ya meso ale photo emfa ma Kennedy Japan ene ho nsama enti ja so kora ma ne lawyer Kofi Esel ese ya prosecutor na kwadu bofo ne nsama okeka wa yo confuse bi ya ze wonhu ne woka.
The police currently put a charge sheet together, a charge sheet on a an offense of murder. First, we're talking about abatement. Today, we're sprung up with a surprise charge sheet with one count of murder. And they prayed the court to remand our client. With no bail. Symbolic charge sheet, I said to the court, Supreme Court, because they have nothing on our client. It's just a multitude of suspicions and allegations and hearsays that have been put together. And the law never personalized any evidence. It is just for someone's career to shoot up and someone else to go down. And that's what they are doing. It's just mere witch hunting. And we'll deal with it in the law courts. We are not media men, we are not journalists. We'll deal with it in the law courts. Yes. So they couldn't, it's not even at the committal stage. They're just going to call it, can any Ghanaian be put in police custody? And you are a journalist. Should investigations be in perpetuity? We started this investigation in 2019. We invited our clients, said we will come. And we missed out on one day. We come arresting me. We want a remand. I wouldn't want to say more. They don't want to into details on it. Yes. They said they would amend their charge sheet. As I said, it's shambolic. It doesn't hold any water.
Lawyer Kofi Esel, Yawa Council, and a lawyer ni Daniel Cranton, a yet Nana Machi, na Muteninka.
Ye twaswa ye rafenyo makin ya ye minority leader of Ghana Parliament Edin Sembiato bedwa nanim de atumi se speaker nim say asem hia beda pono so a finance minister edi ne budget aba edu de ye bobo ho enra na enipa makoma kwaduasa nwotwe 38 ye NDC MPs na ama afenyo makin so ohwe mu ye so mu nyina kwotena Jubilee House ko pepos na post ye de ye na aka se pe ye ne 19th March post jo mama che ni nyina manasa na we MP as say post ben na aka ukopɛ CEO no agya parliament adwuma no ana so so be ne dan na ɔno a afenyo makin na to omu din SSS wo mu ye micro minority a ene mo so mu ye ceremonial majority.
Members know. Honorable minority leader. That is the issue. By the way, this morning, Mr. Speaker, this morning, they populated the chamber. All of a sudden, they are all out, empty seats. And this is the time that the finance minister is here to lay a paper. Look at the empty seats. They've left again, going to look for jobs at the Jubilee House. They should come to the Chamber of Parliament and work. Look at all the empty seats. You are 38 in number. Ceremonial majority. Ceremonial majority.
We minority leader ora Kwame na afenyo maken na semo ka wo so mo ye ceremonial majority mo ye dom so ye hwemo ye humo ye pebra ye pe dom de aye adwuma mo nyina mo tete Jubilee House pe post yi so kura akade post ya che ni nyina manasa akade
management anasa mpanimfo mo ye ntotwe Amazon Lion eno mo ka sei omo nsama omo ka no ene se eya aban emfasi ka wode mo no emrantam no ntimi muwa enyo omo adwuma no eye omo kire mu hanka adwuma no de omo ye pa de se so mo man no wa honidie kwan so ne be hyema mada nti aba sana na asa mo adwuma no kwa ye kokwasa ye hu so ti adabra ko be sra ban ya wontu asika ne ntem ode nsam itu dwa brands ntwo fo mo ma hye be dwafie mu ene adwumakuo no empanimfo bi ekonsahwe ewo omo lavender treatment plant honum ekwahwe ho eno ode sansem itu dwa na panimu a oye general manager ema omo ye Laura Asise Ashite ene kasai.
So Sewage Systems Ghana Limited is exciting work that we do. Like I mentioned, we now have 6 plants in Ghana, in Accra, Kumasi, Tamale, Takoradi. And we have plans of replicating this in all other 16 regions. Our plea is for government to support more because we already getting support from government. Would love that we get paid regularly so that we can replicate this in all other 16 regions. We all know that now we don't have cholera in Greater Accra like we used to. The company started operations in 2017 and the records are there. Since we started operations, we don't have cholera in Greater Accra like we used to have. And this must be replicated in all other. People are healthy and can produce to make sure our country is better.
Laura Asise Ahite ya wono eye general manager ewo lavender fecal treatment plant ya no schedule group nim Zoom Lion dwumakuo nim ne yete ye no na enam so amode to omanfo nso anim eso omo hwese se ugu bola na de ye nsuo ani de ye nsuo nke ye nchem
Ghana is our country. If we do it right, we do it right for us. If we go to the public toilet and we dump solid waste in the public toilets, then it makes it difficult for us to treat here because everything comes back to us here. And then we are supposed to be treating liquid waste, but then you see pad, diaper, even fetus, human bodies, jeans, everything mixed with liquid waste. And people would also wait when it's raining, then they dump their solid waste in streams, and that comes to us and it clogs our pumps. That's one major problem. Maybe without that we could be having like 10 treatment plants as at now, but we have 6 and we know what is happening with common people, and so we cannot do it alone. We have our hands on deck and make sure that we're doing things the right way. Don't throw your waste, solid waste, in liquid waste streams.
Lola Asise Ashiti ono na ye general manager Emma Edwumako ye lavender fecal treatment plant ho e wodum la ye Edwumako animu enti se de waka ne tia wa ne se bola ne ye ade ye nsuo de ne de nsuo ye aye nchim.
Ranking member our finance committee Mrashibedwafia Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam, and I was a 2025 budget no him and lack credibility big time. Na ye rei eso ndi otumra obechiri sie na asem nyina so okanyina ne say asema finance minister beka ene de wo book ni mu no enyina ensi so broni say inconsistencies bebre wom sika aban no aka esa wode kohye enioma mu ade abo oman na ho akonhoma no eno ne adwuma a wo be 2025 ne nhyehyɛ policies no ene no nko wada ne ho adi a kyerɛ na adwene e wo debate a ekoso parliament no na momo say sika yɛ se ade be ko school mu akotua first year tertiary for ena fi sanitary pad aye fa ne kwa ene ne oma hodo bebre no eno kora abro budget ne so.
This budget lacks credibility. Paragraph 374 provides for the free tuition for first-year students in tertiary institutions. The amount allocated under this paragraph 374 is 449.8 million Ghana cedis. In paragraph 375, allocation for sanitary pads for students, 292.4 million Ghana cedis. Paragraph 380 provides for 565.6 million Ghana cedis for textbooks. If you total all this, Mr. Speaker, you get 1.3 billion Ghana cedis. Meanwhile, when you go to appropriation in the appendices, only 800 million Ghana cedis is provided. Paragraph 390 of the budget provides that a total of 1.5 billion Ghana cedis has been allocated towards the implementation of the Agriculture for Economic Transformation Initiative. But Mr. Speaker, again, you go to the appendices, which is the meat of the budget, and only 924 million Ghana cedis is provided there. Again, a shortfall of 575.6 billion Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, many inconsistencies between the text of the budget and the appendices.
Na Dr. Amin Adam amananso no we na chairman of finance committee ni mo rise kadongo ono so kan bi edi nsem tu dwa se budget ya say lack credibility awo kan ho asem minority for moni so abiri mo policies ne ho nyoma ye de ba ya Ghana fo nyina boye nsem hye no ayamo ye
Listening to my colleague, I can understand they are very dazed and they are still recovering from the kind of budget they never expected Ghana would ever have. Mr. Speaker, we were in this country when a government refused to provide textbooks, but rather teaching our children PASCO. You go and buy past questions for our children. So chew pass and forget. The minister is bringing interventions that will bring critical learning and critical training of the brains of our children. We are providing enough textbooks and not past questions, and you should be praising us for that. The people who capped the get fund are today asking the minister who is uncapping it how much money he will make from the uncapping. You are not even ashamed. When you were having this red, gold, green in our secondary schools and our children were lying and sleeping everywhere on the corridors, you were rather centralizing get fund money and sending this to the government so you could construct a hole called the National Cathedral.
Ebusiafo we eye de koso e wo Mrashibedwafie Isaac Adongo ono akeke bi e de ache minority ne said e ba e budget ne biri mu ani so eno e ho atase na mode keka de mo keka no
New Patriotic Party MPP amanyoko no omuguso a omo nhyehyeye ahwede nam so emo omudi ntwoko kroko sei na omatimi atoto niema asade amanoko ni agina na nan so biem wo bredi yanim na so omo beye se ho ntoto ya ba so omo beka sen no amanyoko no mpanifo bi ahyase ye kasa ebi ye anka ne mrahye badwani anu wo dom kwabenya abato mpesua so ono abo Sarah Adwoa Safo enu wo chemu se amanyoko ni ntwa omudi ya wa abato ya tu yemu no bia tibi mfansha Dr. Mamadu Bawumia nya hwe na hyehyɛ ya bone ne ne wi ankoyie ena nam so ma amanyoko no edi nkuguo wo kire mu ase ye ka Ashanti regional nanka niema e wasa amanyoko ne ye mantam we no maanya akwan nye ene hyehyɛ ya hodo bi anko wasa mo ye mantam no etumi di yie no anko so saa eno na nam so e ma omanfo ne bufu ye ndo man pia anko to aba no na se wanyi omanyi omufie ye no ena ma ndi isi amanyoko no su gina so bo nto omatimi age nkonwa nan asa free wo nsem.
Every person deserves a second chance. For me, Obia deserves a second chance. Na Akufo-Addo ya de ne kwa baako no etija wo. Ya de ne kwa mienu etija. Ne mprensa so ena nana betenai etena kunya no. Ya kan ya kan so no ya bone dua kunya no ontimi fa ne tonka so da. Enso Nyankopon hye ne ho animonyam. Ya de nana Akufo-Addo betena so. Iti ada ne ya de one ticket akọ baako. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia akọ baako. Na ya ye nim boni a yedi ye Ghana fo ye ni da ho ne ye kane entie MPs kan aboy we wa obeke bia no ne targeting o constituent cause who boy against ewo mu eso na enokre na ne ye kan adentu no no akoba ako ono de ye se ye de ne ba bio mu enye ye edi entia Professor Mills o ba ako ne fa ba ako amfa most of the time who first strike wa me ko MP first wa me lose ye me second time me win ye power of incumbency no to me you see no o second term because first term no aya na mafo ne ye o de se afi no mamba hwe mo kakra wonya ka 8 ni wi a na Ghana for your madwin se ne ye de be ma kwanya ye dibe ma ya waya na waye ni tukọ na obi mra it we were fighting against all odds ena ne yanso ya ntoto ne ma bi ye ene ne kosi ye we shafo obi e wo se ba na nkofo bi ko regency bi kokko ye adwuma last minute say mampanyi eyi nkofo bi adie na mfaso obi eni so e kosi apathy e wo regions no
for we ene enkomo a ekoso na bojuma na enu nkomokro ya wasa platform no aso ena era Adwoa Safo wo yi ne nsemi bia no se enipa bi eka ese yomato abede etia no yi na firi so fine eye abakra de saa na eto no na emom ono de e-voting ana e-levy ya ye koto so aba no ono frida 11 hu nkomo beto ho wa amfa ni ti anye da no mpe nti na ba no wa meto no eno nti na no wo dwane ebi se yeso akopa America tena ena wo gina TV so toto nwom na dia eno kra na nam so ma dom kwa benyafo to abeti ana prime minister wanya yewura makokwe junior ebaaye Adwoa Safo di adanse ese aba na wa meto no wono anya ne ya na ono osum party ena ne manfo e wodom kwa benyanso ne soma ne mrahye bedwafie na ne nkrofo e soma no se ye mpe yi levia ena ne party nso se ye penti ono ne tusu bebi obegyina dom kwa benyafo ye dom nti omo side no koye nti aba no wa meto na de bi nso bisa ne se da ye tu yi levia bei na ba yi bi so o parliament what is Adwoa Safo ten ye na wa meto ne bisa ye ono enyo ono na ye hwan ya obi
say me regretty baako I will never e-levy a yede bom char e-levy ban yentobo ana aban pese yenjiji nipa ye momanfo a ewo Ghana se bia wo ye momo online bank electronic transaction ne baaye no ahyehyɛ ne baaye no esoro ho no ye mu bi no ne yesusu sɛ emmoa Ghana esan sɛ me baabi a me fi ene baabi a yetete me papa ofri grass ene wako grace mu ene nyame aye no defo ene ore no gina fo sɛ be me nua fi ne sɛ nam kwan na me hunu on eto body fi broman sɛ so hwe body ni nyina na egu ho no obua no kwa 500 Ghana obi ne dwe 300 na watoto a o se me maami wo ekura sendi sika akoma no okotena so no o sendi akra na wanya na ne yatin na ensete we na meni ma sorry mpanyimfo ne me papa mo so de matena sesa de amode ban dodo no ebeko tia ni pasitene mo ahokyere no beye mo ntimi nyai I was torn between my church and my political party.
We Sarah Adwoa Safo abawa Sarah no wo so no de besi ne unu ne ho saba no wankoto ti sa oba akoko bi no no ye hwan
so mo ye wagadere
sa oba no ye hwan
he says the Ghana de bibia ye possible wagadere
politics wo mu
so we say me who can yanto so na Doma Central constituency near demo Honorable John Kwame Edu Jack and I am na shebedwani e wo ho wakeka ne sase ya nkramofo ho no wakwaye won adoye na onamoru ahene Daniel yo ye deputy secretary and atwetwofo pania be de akire e wo Doma Central abato mpesua no so ena de niam no koye ebi ye mo asichire ene niam ekeka ho a omo ye achiwie omo de bebre omo kom ase nyina ne se so obekwa nanim ana wonkwa nanim no ne mpesua so fo kan wontu ohia mpaebo efiri omo nchen na so omo dura kwantu kunkuru bre mu mpaebo hia pa wode we so ba no omo so akae ne mpaebo
only Doma Central na shebedwani se de ye kase ye to aba ye di no na ye papa se abatu ya yesu ye se de Ghana fo ye no ana se Doma fo ye na kuma timba binya se tumi we no tambia obehia mpaebo from a Christopher ne na sa bless ye na ye nim se akontu konko aye fasting akontu eda ye nua menkram fo ne ma so na sa di we na omo ye no omo ye dia pompa ya ma wiase nyina ti no nya akode ene titai ne sa so ti ye papa se wonti mi nyina ni hwe ye nua menkram fo he say ya ampra na ko ye ti mi kwa nti ono so asema se be beni for Doma Central otu executive se ye fa mi na ne ye fa ye zo ko so na enti ye nua na omo Doma Central ha imbroke to ane lokesi hwe nyina ode emo nine bucks and a blow no problem 14 bucks of sugar no problem so more than so 4 packs and one so 4 packs say omfa no pay na bra on be company ya pay John Maame Afia Nyarko and the papa John Dramani Muhammad or the man national Doma Nyina say be ya asundie
Ora hene Daniel yo ye twotwofo pania be de Chema National Democratic Congress e wo Doma Central abato mbesua so ene ogina MP anemu ede niam no koye na yeso okuni tune nsa no wantuma yechi enu nti Doma Central Municipal Chief Imam ye Sheikh Zakaria Ibrahim na afi second deputy Municipal Chief Imam enso ye Ali Amadu omo ne gina ye nkramofo anemu eje eniam no na omada twedi amponyanko party se wa ma abato no bibia akọ ama eye omo shebedwani wo se sei ya wagya so abompa ya mama mpani John Dramani Mahama eno omomra shebedwani ono abokwa ame Edu Jack
lady kan ebeda Allah se Allah ehye date se ebeto aba ama yayi mampanyini dede ya dagin se nim se bia ebekwa wiye no bia enkoba ne sei na ama na ya asunji onunkwa se danyan kopon se kase pa na ya daga na fo ni nyina se nyina yakobo nkuratu aba de ama mampanyini John Dramani Mahama yankopon oma ninye deni yankopon won hye ne deni no ono so ajimadia amode hye ne nsa no yankopon oma no ahodeni na wontimi nsum Ghana ni nyina enye NDC enye MPP enye wei Ghana ni nyina mudi ahye ne nsa yankopon oma na ahodeni na oma na kuduro onye ajimadini emfama Ghana muso a ena muso ajimade ayi nema bibiri amode bibiri ayi yankopon onhira mu kase pa nhira no so enkosi ne so nhira no enkosi ne so yeda obi biasi
Sheikh Zakaria Ibrahim Doma Central Municipal Chief Imam
Penny Kwanche for that Accra Compost and Recycling Plant anoye Michael Paddy tuwo ene wo de atu dwasa recycling and also say ye de bola na ewira esan fa mfidiem ni asakire mu no eboa oman ne papa mbie nwuma mama bunu nya biye ma yetan timi nya ne o ma bia na adwen ye se so ni mfaso no yetimi sakire mu ma ne ebeye bibi foforo ya ebenya eso mfaso ye were ya kasa di adanse se ahonidie yade a ye yate akam e wo Ghana ha ya ahonidie nsam wo fompa na se me ni so ne tase wura wo fom say rubber de say hahan de duane obi adi amaka konko ye bobo ni nyina no ne achichem na ye de fasa recycling mu a ebeboa ama neoma ye hia se yensa beka no yensa atumi aka
our at Accra Compost and Recycle Plant our waste add value to it and then send it back into the system for reuse. So the organic components of the waste that is mixed, and it's because the waste that we generate is not separated at source, it's co-mingled. That's the reason for all the investment you see here. When the waste comes here, we use the MRF
that's the material recovery facility, to actually recover the various fractions like organic fraction, the plastics, the cardboards, and then also the scrap metals. We add value to these ones. The organic fraction we turn into compost for agricultural purposes. The plastics, all forms of plastics, we semi-process them over there into pellets, and then just also give it out to the plastic manufacturing companies.
We yewra ono na ehwe enkran kwan efaso e sakra wura mu na yebetimi anya so mfaso de amomanfo no na dwuma ekoso ho no ne pani awoda no
empanimfo mo yel totofo Ghana Water Limited e wasante mantam emu e de abetu dwa se wo mo hyehyeye eni wo mo nsam nyina no omawie omudwumadi omudie ese by kese water treatment plant no no omusiesie no se omawie nti omudi aba betudwa echemu se eniema nyina atotɔ na kwan mu ama se de nsuo ho wɔ hawo eni amane a na nka ye komuni nyina no aye se de yekomoje ane meye nti yekwa ahoma so ne enu owura Ebenezer Padina ya wono yekompo kese a Ghana Water Limited for ekasa ejijemu edi enkomo Paddy Yamawa Joe about Promise FM, Promise TV so.
Many about medio so.
Ya pese ya tifri wa no. Se de mo se mo wie nsesi ana mo ye nyina.
Yo many about Maame ensenchi amenda Promise chief for ashafo ani atantene nyina ase. A Ghana Water Limited that ye dwumedi so ye be nia sukuden na ye de abremu okrom. Na manumbi na monso matumi etia monso ka na aboaye akoso aye business no eye ene enume amene o ka say somewhere last week na ye de betu manim se ye da hre setimemofo yedumedi ne edum pempenso bia eye project a ekoso ewo Asante Mantem no ya ho benya ye betumi Asikin fidie mu kaka na ya ye dwumedi bi na se dwumedi ebeteki ye na miensa ye nim se de happy beba and so ye mu media Promise mo ka ye ho ametumi boderu na kama emetumi mu fo agitumu omo anomo ankra bu bi si ho omo anomo ni bi meka ekobu bi esi ho ekobu bi de bubu nsuo esi ho efida senya ye kan nsupa eremankwa nti impenifo so hu se hu bemia se ye de osebeye yo ne tumi agbo ye hu modern e ka se nam yensa nti nka na ebeto so na ye tumi resume production ba o hwe tenya we ba ya ye original minister ye Kalezen original head edi ye nim echo side ko hwe media ye di ema ono so de na ntu mu se bi se na echo nti etimemufo ye ti and yetumi me no ka say at 11:55 and then the third day and before etumi di bibia egu from Emma 1:30 p.m. and na 1:30 p.m. no the sound the eto barricades mu Emma start production na ebani say because for some days it's not air dry it was taking some hours na it to me charge ebani say Miami be a bank a year supply way no ebenya na yen ya we chi no as pressure
Di Paddy na che say wo assure ye say enane china yansuo beba
many aba me no ka say ebi mu already ne confirm say but pressures no na no nyebe nti say nya make am ebi benya empire ba ko am lititiri de mebo and say also ye dwumadi aye nyina ni nankane and so yasene nti say ye di bia egu from America sia be enyankane age ne ho say fen na ye di nyina no obi ka ye aye
cost 90
ipa ye ne ebo say nkane ni nyina so nkane ni nyina so a waiting aka say empa kopem ochina no pa ewie mu na obi bio wa kantinant no jinsu efi barricade de no se na de sepata
ti mo de ma ya mafa mu de anyam kan ya fo nso mani nyina so no mo kodum na wa head o ha ba yesra mo yisi di fo nsu koma de kuma se fo ache mo ma mo kan ya nyina so na ne chana de yesra mo Ebenezer Padina ya da se papa
Any about me so that was it. Now before me call my men for a chopper way your customers. Now men answer one day. Or shaping about or how are 2 days ye de bebano yes set and ye wapa yoni papa mu. A bunny saying so almost 4 days and cut the 4th day I was saying you ban name senya a 2 year homes and say always at for service ye 3 in 3 days yeah your best rate. The Bosomi Navy Yania will Obian so more modern Chian water bill. Obian more modern Chian water bill. Certainly, I had an honest start 10 hash. Now, would you cheer and now check a car with the way to and
as a pipe, I won't put them on report on in term.
The patrol thing.
But that's a pipe, a pie will be some patamano, a report on in term. And
one name, pipe, papaya, meaning about number, will be quiet. She said, they have on sign chamfer. All the other self, who did you ask the best anything, Emma Marcoshe. When you are here, no get you go from Senya and to mine, in Susem, a baby, a year from Koagana.
Yo, Yadasi. Ora Ebenezer Padina, no Oba Santamante Macompo Cassia, Ghana Water Company Limited for Casa, a Gigimu, and your tenant can just say, Yataji, Mariate, yes, said the you see the former so many years in Indian Suakara and no.
Ghana Water Fire, dear Pomodium Huni, was an anno question no more secular by and Kayawa, according to me, then Yamian Ukrainian China, and I come here anymore, and no pay PURC phone so bar, Obi to say, I'm almost by close of business and
no
Ghana Water assure almost all Mobemana and so many you. So I'm interchanging you. What's a one assembly plant in Suning in a region in a bedroom, so I'm a waterworks. And now was a 2 form baby. Now you pipe in a good baby near your Wedjuma. T a B and a screen so. Ah, yeah, Chremono. A Juma who papa. Yamia Dumomo be in Sunny de Amayanti, Yadawama said.
Mrashabe Jania, or Kakwe North constituency. Honorable Theresa Ladi Awuni, and Akasache was or Kakwe North for what dear. Naniswa de Rukasia Panas or Bama Why Shirin Kanea, or Rabbit to be crowd Basha by electric as a count, Natchez and Kanea, I your home Shirin. And also I can't say, we were greater regional minister. Yama Melinda, who clue some of the Atuja, except one no share. Ese be na forma koma kwa junum ya ono abetena akonya so be hwese anya hwekura de nkrapumpuni mantam no wuchemu wo ha mu fadie omu benya nkane a ndi sa abotaye na no no so edi na eda na ni so ese obeboa ama nkane a ho nsam atumi awie peye obobo mea bia ehia pa ba bi te se gempa achemota forest mpotemu achemota highway ene mea ahodo ni nyina obobo eho de eso na Wadin some new to Jano, when I'm so ever broke, quiet doye, the man come from work, Queen of constituency, near more Diabromono, one find your job more common bromu ye echiria.
Okay, Queen North Operation Lighting your community in the year I shall see last year, no, early last year, no, last 2024 February. And to me, petemu inside the community today. My baby, the Husum, a walk Queen of. Nemum ye major roads ne so sa like kania ni nya ade a memetime de mensaka se mudi mechi wo parliament a mo se me file a question said that Chimota forest no krono aba ho esa ne se ho yesum wona mo ani ahwemo bag age onioma me file ye se me pese ye kania wo ho no abugina po a na oye energy minister ebe ka che ye say so the kania be sha Chimota forest a Emwana ewo ho no bedwane.
Honorable Theresa Ladi, Okakwe North constituency Mashebedwani, and I say no na Deputy Chief Imam, your Okakwe North eho, Imam Osman Yusuf Kayaba, Wadaman Penny Mama se. Esa no bosha, or share yes a kweti my central mosque or beya momono, what me Afenzo kra no se hye ne ma waya de abo ankramofo ewo akwantu kronkro yi mu no so no wabo ne ho abaso abomahye bedwani nso abaso wadoye a wabeyo
o se yada pa e o se enye ne nkwa afibia oba yestati a chewia no ode baba je okwa ewie sa ode baba enti eya afi we nkwa since Oba Empeno every year no ye enti yadana sipa
Where ya Kramosofo Penyinia, or Kanque North and Potamu, Imam Osman receive Kayaba.
Ye to ansam ne so ene ye kwopon kase ho na ye ne sofo panyi Eric Okra you are a pre-district pastor Church of Pentecost in komo ye fi komo bia se na otwetwa mu no nanso ye anwie enti ene ye san koye chibio na samu ada pono so a ye bobo ho anwumre yi ene se bone ene dien Bible e kire yen se bone ene titi nipa ene onyankopon entem fitiase no onyame boss oni asase ya wo bo nipa ede nyomu nu niam nyina hye ne nsa so nipa ni so no onipa ma ne ho kwan e ma boni nti etete oni nyankopon ntem boni yade a etwi nipa ede free ne bofo ntem na ye nipa ya ye nyina ye pere se ye be di yi ananso se ye beti ye ho ede free boni ho ne yetimi abe nyame yie no kwan be ne betimi ede afa so na ye nipa na so bone wo ye ho na ye pe heaven akoi ni mienu ye be kan bom na ye ne den so wo banyi Christ asum dwenka o
amio enka so
da se papa last week ye fi nkomo bi ase enso na ahomani mu na ho papa nti ama nkomo no ye ntumi ansipo ye anwie wadaroma maka nsem ni bebre mi bi sase ye ka bone mo asofo mo kanya mesam kire yente ye ho free bone ho yente ye ho free bone ho onyame ompe bone ene saa ne o mani nyina ye ka bone kra bone ne de
yo medasi yeshia watie pona ene wapona so ye ka bone a ni tia wano ene say missing the mark and I say violating the laws of God. Say why ya dia issue and I say why ya dia chia yankopon asem ana and she say pa and mrapa sen wo yen ebushiyam ya mamremne asolmun sanyam nyina wo share word na and wo betmaka say when we come low, not to say, a bonnet. Now, bonnet, your call Bible one, you won't say, in future, Siena, and shall say, as for them. Genesis chapter 3, Brian Yakupon, a catcher, only pass it be a near my war, aiding to Munana, which made the name of Bia, bonnet, papa, who never the amount of Nibino. Abasi what other the Emma would be my Niku and would echo and according to Bible they will say on a shashi. Now a shashi means that Unyangupon Unyam Abo Nita Yamisu Yami I would do the name to be yet Yami say Minyabonis. And I said, in the way, making a dinner also, and Nina Bible said that the glory of God came short of the glory of God. And the Carbonea, Greek word now for this for say Hamakia, and I said Parabos. Nina, missing the mark or failing to achieve the goal or violation against the law or the word of God. The parables is made transgression against God's command and a master. And I have a time, and also that is a simple deed. I didn't want to say, but that Namia Mono a bonnet. Now, the Casbonia, a fine bank, the Musubena, born by the 2 ways Saint came to woman. A family from the Paso and that very fashion. The Lincoln, the original sin. Yeah, British gentlemen can count quotations than I say, but you can say, Nameriadum. Your original sin, Lipaye. And you walk. No, Adam lay a better independent now because you're free, you're free and the master. And you walk for near a year, Unipa and Kazan, so what, why you're born, one has Unipa and why you're born. So
this is the two ways here. Bonnie, Ekliba, Onipa, so an answer, Onipa, Bonnie for an answer with Bonnie. Now, se Usha Babu Munupa, Boneno, Supa, and then Evans, Yakabuma Bay Bonino, in fact, endorse. Now, Bonino, a crime you know, a fossil ban. That's the two main ways one can commit sin. They didn't add a sin of commission. Sin of commission, and they possibly have a friend sin of commission. Sin of commission. I just said, one that's actively involving yourself in doing something that is wrong, forbidden. If it is a woodchuck for lying, stealing, and I say cheating, and I say violence. I mean, we never who cast some needs and money now. Yet you made it to Bonnia, your friend, a sin of commission. And also your friend back on the direct violation of moral and religious law.
Sofo. Hello. Aha, papa pacho one way see. What church ye de bone na ye nipa a bone so bata ye hu. Ye so ye pa ho tie ebra ye de beko heaven da ache. Ye bre na ye bi de na so be sima ba ko bi mu no. E de kwan na obetimi a kire yen a ye betimi ate yen ho na ye da ache ye nyankwaje o nyankopon anim.
Mame ye kinkan
sound so say money nyina mudro ye pa na e carry equal marks ana e kwam de na obi aduane se wono onfama na akofadi na ukoku nipa obi nso koku nipa mumienu nyina bone na carry equal marks ana
yes beyam say ebrebedo manka ebia munte de bina university do na yam papa ne mani emuye pa
ene mpacho ye de no ne beto amanyame yadma da sene.
But the question now we say, Maame enka kakrebi. Okay, 2 Corinthians 5:21. What they say, if we say, they own him, or they know ye boni emaye. Na ye unyangu potring. Ewo onwa nimu. Okasafa Yesu Kristo. Enti se. Unipa person would me di bonesu na onya utter freedom from sin and you may say a super yekoya bonia independent in a total commitment for and total committed to Jesus Christ. It is a ubipa and me am for Jesus Christ and yen the word then I can quite young na manwa. Ukasa ubai unya bonia adano kwa ukasa unya na zada no kwa na baye kesi ya na olo se papa mpesa eno bonia mempe enti Yesu Kristo kwa no boni do boni tunya ultimate ya boni na so no suma yetu ma yetu di bonia so now boni no ni ya boni but o cholo duma boni no ebi aya kesi echebi te say wudi ene say wakoyi nkwam nam no ni nyina ye bone but awudie no or fall under iniquity that is a bonia emu odu na bonia ya heavy pa enti sa ni mani nyina no boni bia woni pa ba ya so no e wo so ensunsanso anase so ketia woni pa no ebenya eti rade ye bomba ye say rade ba bo no me ya hode na yetimi edi boneso na mum ye betu ye di boneso Jesus ye de homa Jesus Christ rade shalom
onsha wonso papa ye da ase papa ye de ubesia abusuanfo Pentecost sofo panyin ya wo Epre district emu ewo Kumase osofo Eric Okra ono ena oni yedi nkomo yi
adesemaima yedi yakase bonus Korea na esel mu Jimmy Cliff eye producer de ne ba studio eye Joseph Amwaten ya beso moye me Maame Afia Nyarko papa bi na afie
Akua Asieduaa